fought him like a couple of times
Yeah,
before we called it good.
not only do you not remember, I don't think you ever really had a chance to learn. You only fought him like 3 times.
Yeah. So,
We're labbing it today.
but yeah. So yeah, got married, eloped and got married. Went
Fuck yes.
to a couple different countries. It was awesome. We were gone for a couple weeks. It felt like 3 different trips all in one. And there is probably, no joke, over 10,000 pictures.
All right.
Because I don't take pictures on trips, like hardly ever. I'm too busy, like, just being in the moment. But even I took just over 1,000 photos, and Abby had easily that much in a single day on her phone, let alone like the rest of the time. Plus, she had her like professional camera with her too.
So I'm gonna let you know. I love that. I think it's fantastic for you guys. I'm jealous as fuck because that sounds like a blast to me.
Super
Also,
fun.
I am not gonna look at all those because that's a shit ton of photos. So
Oh yeah, no, we're making a PowerPoint presentation.
I'm gonna ask your lovely wife
Yeah.
to call those down for me and just give me the good ones.
Yes, she is making a PowerPoint presentation.
Yay!
For our family at home. So I'm pretty sure we'll just send you that. If you want more behind the scenes, that's cool too. But yeah.
Cool.
There's a lot.
Well, you guys had a pro photographer there too, right?
Yeah. So our actual wedding day we had a 10-hour photo shoot session with this amazing photographer in Portugal. Her name is Jana Yart. You can follow her on Instagram. I will totally shoot for her because she is so fucking cool. She was absolutely amazing.
You do lessons now? You teach me? I want to be good at photography.
She made us look good, and that's hard to do.
I am famously
especially made.
So I need help.
Yeah, she made Abby nothing short of radiant in our photos. So, and that's all I wanted.
I mean, that's a light wall, right?
It's not hard, but she did a great job with Abby. I'm also there.
You're in there. You're present.
Yes, I am also present.
Yep. I mean, it probably would have been better if you weren't, right?
I look like I could belong.
Yeah.
What she's doing with me, I don't know. But yeah.
You look like you were invited out of pity, right? That's how I looked at my wedding, mostly.
I was the mannequin of which she can pose with.
Correct.
Yeah. Hey, Lauren.
You're
what's
a necessary element, but that's pretty much it.
Yes. So we have a ton of photos of that. So yeah, shout out again to Jana Yart. She is awesome. Her pictures are amazing. She was so fun to work with, and she was a great person to be around, and made it our day. As nervous as we were.
10 hours gotta be.
Yeah, she's fantastic. And then her assistant Victoria is also so much fun. So if you ever do work with her, and she says, "I'm bringing in Victoria to be my assistant today," y'all are gonna have a party. It's so much fun.
Victoria.
Victoria's
A-list crew.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Both of them super great day. Made all of our nerves.
Along for the shitty engagement photos.
No, not at all. Our engagement photos were basically like, okay, we got oh fuck, we got to make sure that this is at least as good as this, because our engagement photos were amazing.
I mean, it's amazing what you can do when you pay professionals for it. I'm gonna let you know that. So, just in full disclosure, there's a bit of a level up that you can get from the likes of Jana, who do this as a profession, like serious, real people.
Yeah.
As opposed to people like me who dick about primarily.
Hey, I mean, how does one really ever truly become the professional?
Become a Jana? How do they become that?
I mean, I would hesitate to say that Jana would also claim the same history. She's like, I just did it one day and I got good.
You know what I want to discuss with her? I just want to know what kind of gear she uses.
Oh yeah, no, she had at least 2 cameras on different slings and just quick switching out.
Indeed.
Like one was her sidearm and one was her main rifle. It was cool.
She's a Canon user, but that's just a guess. Sorry guys, this is camera
This
nerdery
is-
that I'm sure no one else gives a shit.
Can't dorky camera, Ian.
Yeah. Although your wife might be able to.
Yeah, she might.
She's into it.
She's totally into it. She always wants to talk shop with you about that.
Yeah. That's all I ever wanted to, honestly. So.
Yeah, so that was super cool. Great day. We got an awesome pre-shoot, a couple hours with her there. We walked through the streets of Lisbon and it was really cool and foggy that morning too.
Lovely.
So we got some really ethereal looking stuff.
You guys got like the kick-ass sunset in Engagement and then the kick-ass like fog.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
We got fog in our pre-shoot, and we got really cool sunset in our actual day of
Sick.
on the beach. God,
Well, I'm jealous.
Spear.
I'm jealous of the trip. I'm jealous of the
Oh
photos.
man,
I'm jealous of how good they are at taking photos. Someday I will grow up to be like her. It will happen. She's a hero.
fuck, that move is nuts.
He's a tough dude, homie. He's cool though. You gotta admit,
Yeah, it's a really cool moveset. Really cool moveset. Lots of switch ups.
he is a dick.
He's got projectiles.
Yeah. He is a dick.
I am also sort of like half paying attention while I'm telling stories, but you know, what are you gonna
Of course. Nobody cares about your performance, Nate.
do? Yeah, right. No, this is purely to get the training wheels back off, because like I said, have not touched a video game really in about a
A
month.
long time, dude.
Yeah, it was a long time. I miss it. I just haven't had time really. So I'm coming right back into it and said, you know what would be good for my first day back? Elden
The
Ring.
hardest fight in the DLC.
Is this the
I don't
boss, right? Of the DLC?
This is Mesmer. At
This
least he's
is,
the.
so there is a final boss of the DLC. This is not it. I also sort of probably started an internet frenzy by claiming speciously that Mesmer is the hardest fight.
Oh yeah,
I don't
I would say.
actually.
I don't. Yeah, I don't think you mean that.
Damn.
No, no, I don't. It
I
is
think I
my
remember.
favorite fight, though. I'll say that. It's also not an easy fight. It's fucking hard.
Yeah. Well, I got my work cut out for me.
Yeah. His
God,
his
range.
fighting style is similar to Melania.
Yeah, I can see that pacing. Yeah. It's just that his range is a lot longer than hers. I think.
It is. His
He's-
moveset
he's
is
a little
slightly
less-
different, but he's not. He's still mostly melee. I mean, obviously, he's got a shitload of magic here. Like that's
Yeah.
like,
He's a
holy
little
shit.
slower than her. I think he's a little bit less
Yeah.
mobile, but his range can change way more.
Got that downward pole arm strike thing.
Yeah.
But he's
You can also-
definitely more Melania than he is like Rykard.
Yeah.
He's not. He's a humanoid.
Using the weapon more than the monster stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's more of a duel, which is why I like this fight so much. It's a real duel.
Ah, fuck. Come on. Fuck. Okay. I gotta figure it out. I just gotta.
Dude, I want to see Nate old school get cranked up, get go on tilt. This is great. This is what I needed.
It's been a while, guys. It's been a
What's
while.
the gear setup? I forgot.
I have this like light great sword. I think is what it's called. And I got this like cool wing stance that if I hold it long enough with my current loadout, it like
Yeah.
powers up.
Nate is running this loadout because I
You bully me.
coerced him into doing so.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I insisted.
My true love is my bullshit stuff. I forget what stuff that you can't stand, Ian. It's like big
Yeah,
old
it's
fucking
cool.
swords.
Yeah.
God damn it! It's always a little quicker than I think it is.
See, that's a Melania move that he does right there. That's the
Yeah.
slam down.
Oh, he hits me out of the sky.
He starts in Melania's second phase now.
I hope they did like a DLC to add a boss rush mode like they did for Sekiro.
I don't
We've
think they
talked about that,
did.
Tom. Like, I feel like, why are they not doing this as a rule for every From Software?
Right.
What are we doing?
Everybody wants it.
Right.
Yeah.
So many
It's
mods
gotta be-
do it.
you have to think it's got to. Yeah, exactly. Mods do it. It's got to be a fairly like a relatively easy thing to set up.
Yeah.
What they should do is like a unlock as you go type boss rush, where every time you fight, I don't know if they would like even want to do that categorization, but do a thing that's like if you just beat like Fire Giant, you can any
Yeah,
boss
you
you
get
fought,
to
you can
revisit
fight
anytime
in
you
boss
want, right?
rush. Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
So that way, it's like only the stuff you've seen before, so you're not getting spoiled on it.
Yeah, and you're
but
earning it,
also,
right?
Why didn't he?
Yeah, it's not like it's not unfair to have the what do they call the X-Men Star Trek room that they can just recreate.
Oh, danger
whatever.
room.
Yeah, the danger room. You can have your own little danger room, and it's not like it's giving you an unfair advantage on like your next new.
By the way, I love the idea of the danger room as the holodeck. That is exactly what it is.
That's
Yeah.
always what I thought of it as.
We
'cause I
are
remember-
actually
I think
watching
all
Next
that's what it
Generation, by the way.
Have you watched it before, Nate?
Oh yeah, I've watched it back when it was first running. Dad was
Is it-
super into it.
Fucking great.
It's great.
I
yeah.
didn't actually see any episodes with it in it until I saw the like Futurama spoof of it, and then I saw the clips of the actual Star Trek room,
Nah, man.
and I saw
What-
the X-Men thing.
I know I'm like on the internet here, so like the internet's gonna be like duh, but because that's what the internet does. But every Star Trek from 1988 through 2001 is God tier. It's fucking great. Frankly, 2004 probably, because I think Voyager went through 2004, something like that. Someone check
Oh
me out.
fuck! Forgot he had command grab.
Yeah, Star Trek in the 90s, fucking amazing. Great shit. Deep Space Nine, if you guys haven't watched Deep Space Nine, you got to get up in that because that's awesome.
Yeah, we currently have Paramount Plus, and so it's got like all the Star Treks
Yeah,
that
yeah,
ever
take
tracked
advantage of
across
it.
the
It's
screen.
real good, man.
Yeah.
Real good.
So-
Deep Space Nine is god tier. Voyager is really good, deeply underrated. Yeah. TNG, obviously, fantastic. Yeah, best stuff. Woo!
Oof.
Yeah, that clean. Yeah, see, he's like Mulaney in the sense that he takes hits down.
Yeah.
Like he'll
Whoop.
stop a frame or two. Have we made it to second phase with him yet? think we have
I
once.
don't know. Maybe once.
I think initially.
God damn it. Well, that's
Oh, main grades.
it. Yeah. Oh boy.
Murgerbs.
In the embrace
Got him.
Of Messmer's Flame.
Yeah, his that move right there is obviously cribbed from Melania.
Oh yeah, totally. Does the same move.
Yeah.
So is he their triplet? I don't know. I haven't looked up the lore for the new stuff
Are we
yet.
doing lore? I did not come prepared. Shit.
Oh yeah, you never do.
No.
You don't care.
I
It's just
don't
like, is the fight good? I don't care. You know.
No. I am the guy who you don't want my opinion on the lore. I am the guy who is on Quinn's side. So
Yeah, that's right. You are misanthropic.
yeah. Look, man, I want to let you know. Like, I don't want you won't have to get too deep into it right now. But like, I think maybe some people out here might be reconsidering my point.
Yeah, no, I think you're right.
Yeah. Thank you.
I think I would consider it as well.
Yes. Thank you very much. I'm just glad that everybody's sort of like arriving at my space now. Like everybody's meeting where I am. I'm
Welcome
feeling
to
good
my
about that.
operating level.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys. I've been here for 20 fucking years. Thank you very much.
All right, I'm gonna switch it up a little bit because I feel like my timing. Oh, am I not? Okay, yeah, here we go.
Ooh, we got big boys. We got big boys coming out.
Let's just see what his poise is like. Maybe I
I mean, this
can
is your
stagger.
favorite weapon. This is the one.
Yeah, this is probably the one. Oh fuck.
Wow. Miraculous.
Yeah, right. Didn't hurt that bad.
Yeah. Well, because that's got a double hit. It's got the initial impact and it has a follow-up. Skip the follow-up.
Oh fuck.
It's got
Thought
some
I-
heavy on that command grab, which is really disgusting.
Yeah, it's really. There's a lot going on with that grab.
Yeah. It's got range. It's got heavy. Like, Jesus Christ.
It's
a
got
real OP dog.
dots.
And, oh my God. Woo! Wow! How are you doing this? My man is walking between the raindrops out here. Oh boy.
Nope. That,
Oh,
all
dear
right.
me.
All right.
You know, this guy's hard.
No kidding. And I'm also incredibly rusty.
Yeah, he's still.
So haven't driven a car. So here's this Ferrari. Good luck.
Yeah. Yep. Hey, that's the cost of going on vacation in exotic places and getting married.
I actually did drive in Madeira, because we also went to Madeira Island in Portugal.
Lovely.
That was awesome.
Are they right side of the road, left side of the road over there?
They're just like us, except roundabouts everywhere, every which way.
Lovely. Lovely.
Yeah.
I like
Also,
roundabouts.
just super vertical,
Yeah.
very twisty.
I like how you describe it like a video game level. Very vertical.
Well, very vertical. A lot of speed on the outside. A lot of speed.
Yeah.
No, it's just that some of the inclines and declines you're going to find yourself in are cartoonish. We went from it felt like a 45-degree angle going just straight up to going 45-degree angle straight down. And but the angle was such that I thought we might just be driving off a cliff. I don't know.
I mean, the risk is part of the fun. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Danny says there's always great katana. Your favorite.
Are we saying Danny likes the Great Katana? Are we sure about this?
It might. I think it's rumors.
Yeah. I mean, we might have to check that for him. I don't know that he's confirmed that.
I've never. This is news to me.
Yeah.
Complete conspiracy theory.
We need a verdict on this.
Right. Need some data.
Yep. Jury's still out. Yeah, I agree, Danny. Final boss, probably the hardest. Yeah, Mesmer is tough, though. I still think Melania is tougher than Mesmer. And Melania is just a little bit more challenging. She's just a little faster. And plus, she has the fucking life leech mechanic, which is super unfair.
Yeah, that's true. Whenever she hits you, it's a twofer.
Yeah. Woo!
Oof. Oof.
Nice. How many you keep in distance? Oh, lovely.
Wah!
Wow.
No, God,
yeah,
what a
you
waste.
got it back. This fucking, Street Fighter timed projectile shit. Dirty. Dude is zoning your ass out.
Right? Oof.
Oh,
out
man.
Out of the sky.
Nice.
God damn it.
You know, that's the right idea. Just bad timing. He seems a little too skinny to be dangerous. I don't really buy it.
What? Too skinny to be dangerous. You ever
Look
heard
at
of
his
wiry?
legs. Got like zombie legs. He's like a little bit of a corpse. He's not really impressing me. He's like skipping leg day. I don't buy it.
Fuck.
Oh!
That was close to halfway. You know.
Close to halfway. Yep.
Danny says, you got me. I've never played Elden Ring. Knew it.
Yeah, I didn't think so. I thought you were completely...
Hashtag facts. Hashtag show me the data.
I didn't... Yeah, I'm pretty sure you've been talking about how much you hate the game. Honestly.
Mm-hmm.
You refuse
Can't
to play
stand
it.
What the hiatus was for.
He
didn't
also
actually get
says
married.
Dungeons and Dragons is dumb.
Yeah, that's what I hear. I mean, you've always thought that. It's like your position.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just like your opinion, man.
Yeah. Meanwhile, I've always loved all of my experiences in D&D.
All of them.
I've never had any
You've
frustration.
never voiced a
with
complaint
challenges.
ever.
Never. I love Ranger. Ranger's the best.
Yeah, right. Ugh.
Woo! Man, that
I just got
a
sloppy and I wanted to hit him more.
shitload of attacks.
Yeah, it really is. All right, so he doesn't really. Maybe I'm not hitting him frequently enough, but he didn't really stagger at all.
You can break him. He is breakable.
Yeah.
I wonder.
Let's see.
Yeah, your frequency. I don't know what his poise regeneration rate is. He might just be. He might just have a shitload of poise.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna do this. I don't recall if this actually helped or not, but he's like the renegade child, so maybe Holio damage is like his weakness or something.
It's a good bet.
Ooh.
He's
I
got
have
that
no frame of
explodey
reference. I did
stuff
not
like
take note of
Melania has.
Cool. Hey man, he's one of these guys that just has endless fucking combos. My man, you gotta have a stamina bar somewhere.
It reminds me a lot of a certain boss. I can't think of what it is. It's not. I mean, it's Melania with the speed, but his specific movements.
He feels a little bit to me also like Nameless King.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, very much. Yeah, he's a little bit quicker than Nameless King. He's got.
Yeah,
that
he's very aerial though. Like
stuff.
he always just like, to borrow a phrase from Nate, he's very vertical. He's always up in the air.
Yeah.
Oof. Pause.
But also, I think his like the way his attacks have a little bit of hesitation. He also reminds me very much of Radagon.
Oh, god damn it. I was like mid-roll, like starting out my second roll.
Yeah, you made the right choice, just the wrong timing.
Yeah.
That's the shit
There's-
you'll learn. Get that in your blood. Nice. See that move? Fucking cool though.
God damn it, though.
His
All right.
helicopter.
Yeah. I just gotta get the fine-tuning of his, like, of all the different swings he has. It's a little hard to keep track of his spearhead with all the particle effects.
Do you only have 10 heals?
No, I have
Oh, you
14.
have 14. Okay.
Yeah. Been trying to liberally use them.
Yeah.
Nothing on the table here, folks. Left on the table. All right. Let's see what we got here. Oof.
Oh.
Oh, come on.
Heavy, filthy shit. Stupid.
Oh, God.
Oh.
Perfectly timed to fuck everything up. Oh, my God. I
Wow.
didn't touch him. I didn't touch him.
Well, he perfected you. Perfect.
You win. Perfect.
Perfect. Oh my god. That's
Sagat-
terrifyingly accurate.
That's
Yeah, I
pretty
know,
close.
right?
Fuck
Pretty close.
me. That's like,
Played a lot of Street Fighter 2 Turbo.
that is equivalent to your Yoda, which I'm not asking you to do, by the way.
Yeah.
Pretty deep.
I got a question for you guys. What do you think is your either most favorite or best experience playing Tetris? Like, what's like the best version?
Oh,
like
shit.
like app, Game Boy, the original.
Okay, I gotta go back to what was your route.
What was
Most
mine?
Tetris I played was on the Game Boy you guys had, and I would like babysit, and I would play Tetris.
We have Tetris?
You did, 100%. That's also where I played,
Must have.
shit.
You would have had the first
Zelda.
Game Boy would have been the pocket, I think.
I
guys
had
had a Zelda.
I had a pocket, and eventually you got a pocket
Unless
color.
I know.
No,
Mom,
you guys,
like,
you know what it was? I think you guys inherited Daniels.
We might have, because I also inherited his Super Nintendo. I still have it.
Yes, I think you guys inherited Daniels' original, like
Brick Boy? I don't know if
Yes.
we ever did.
pretty sure you
I-
did. That's where I played it. 'Cause I
Maybe
never
we
owned
had
one.
it.
I had a Sega
Like-
Game Gear, of all things.
We also had a
I
Game
know-
Gear. We
yeah.
did have a Game Gear.
We had. Well, Mom had that. Mom still has that one Tiger Electronics thing that she
Oh,
refuses
God,
to
yeah.
let go of.
Dude,
That poor machine.
Am I the only person who Tiger Electronics really reminds them of going to the fucking dentist?
Fucking fuck, man.
So it's funny you
Grab-
mentioned
I
that,
have yet
Ian.
to
I think-
grab a-
I don't know if it
Anyway.
was our dentist or if it was Nate's orthodontist, but one of them had like a waiting room that had like literally like a bunch of Game Boys.
Oh,
like,
yeah, they
labeled,
were just like
you know-
chained up or whatever.
Yeah, they were like
They were,
property of the
anchored to
whatever.
places.
They
Yeah.
had like every like major game. They had like Mario and the 6 coins or whatever the hell it was called. They had Turok. They had
That is a amazing
Bomberman?
dentist.
yeah.
Mhm.
But it was like, I mean, some dentist office had like, you know, Legos and stuff, but this one had like fucking full Game Boys with the cartridges. Loved that waiting room. Played a lot of
Speaking
good
of Lego,
games.
guys, Lego, I have been deep in my bag with Lego lately.
Really?
Oh,
You're,
yeah. Are you
bought in, huh?
bringing the Falcon out?
Falcon is done.
Falcon's done?
I have
Falcon's
3
done.
bags of just like cosmetic stuff of Falcon left to do, so I'm going to do that on Saturday night. Otherwise, completely done. You guys would not believe this fucking thing. It is
Is it heavy?
it's heavy. It's like 30 pounds. It's like
yeah, it's like
Yeah,
what bigger than the others, right? Like any of the ones that came before it. I think?
when it first came out in 2017, it was by far and away the biggest Lego set ever made. It's still
The first
considered.
one,
It's
right?
still like a top 3 biggest Lego set ever made, somewhere in that. It's also widely regarded as like the best Lego set of all time. It's on all of the top 10 lists. And, like, it also kind of is a revolutionary one for Lego. Lego had never really done anything quite like this before. They did a similar size. They did like a version 1 of this many years ago, but this is the first one that was like this level of detail and this complex and this huge with many pieces. Like, yeah, it kind of like set a new standard for what Lego could do. So you guys wouldn't believe it. It's fucking amazing. It's absolutely something. And because of that, I have now
Oh,
invested
fuck
in
me.
other sets that I cannot wait to get to. So they're going to be fun. I'm going to do them the rest of this year. You know what the first one's going to be?
What's it gonna be?
Rivendell.
Ooh,
Oh,
Rivendell.
nice.
That's
A
a
friend of
good
mine
set.
was building that a little while ago.
We
That's
are
a
doing
good
Rivendell.
set.
And the really exciting thing is I've gotten into mock builds in Lego.
Mock builds.
Yeah. So what mock is, there's this whole world of Lego that even us Lego aficionados and enthusiasts don't even really know exists. At least I didn't. But there's a whole like amateur community of people making their own shit and making doing designs and then also developing their own instructions, like a proper Lego set. And you can buy the pieces for them. You can buy the instructions, buy the pieces through like brick vaults or like these aftermarket places.
Right,
Actual
that's
legit Lego pieces, but like at independent shops. Buy the pieces for them and build them. So I'm going to build a bespoke, custom X-wing.
Oh, that's
That's
cool. I like
long.
that idea.
Yeah. So, and it's going to be fucking fantastic. So I can't wait to do that. I already got all the pieces already in house. So we're going to do Rivendell, and then we're going to do X-wing, and then we're going to have the Falcon and the X-wing, which is deeply important if you're a Star Wars fan.
Yep,
So-
pretty iconic.
Is
Yeah,
the
pretty iconic.
last bag, the aesthetic stuff, is that optional? Or is it more one of those
So yeah, this one has the only thing that I haven't built yet is the cockpit, which is like the last bag, and it shouldn't take very long. But then the rest of it is like, because the set comes in 2 different setups.
Oh my god.
So you can either do the Empire Strikes Back version, or you can do the, I think, Force Awakens version. So they've got 2 different, because the designs are actually slightly different between the 2 movies.
Yeah.
So, and I think we all know which one I'm going to choose. No one needs
Obviously,
to
The Force Awakens.
Yeah, obviously.
Oh yeah, because the sequel trilogy is obviously superior. Right?
Of course. Your favorites.
Where's Cameron? We need to get him in this conversation. I know
So
he
it's
loves
funny, during our 24-hour stream, we actually did the Star Wars chant to see if he would pop up.
if I would materialize.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure I was busy doing other things because it's been a wacky ass couple of weeks.
Yeah.
God damn it.
Also, I linked a TikTok to both of you in the text chat for this channel.
Oh,
Thought you
did
might
you?
appreciate that. We'll talk about the
Okay.
Lego Millennium Falcon.
Sounds good. I'll check it out.
I may have already sent this to you, Nate. I cannot remember. I'm sure it was an Instagram reel somewhere.
Let me see. Oh, I have seen this.
Yeah, it's funny. It's just 6 seconds of wow, I can't believe.
Man, I'm gonna let you know, I will never smash any of these. This Millennium Falcon build has taken probably a good 20 hours.
Yeah, I meant to
Something
ask.
along that.
20 hours is like the hour count so far.
Yeah, pretty much. It's about an hour a bag, or like because there's 17 steps. There's about an average of 3 to 4 bags per step.
Oh my
So-
god. Roll, damn it.
We're
Fuck.
talking about like
I'm
45.
cramming on
50
this button. Fuck me.
I can't even think of what the longest hour count build Lego set is that I've ever put together.
Yeah, but before this, my biggest was probably the DeLorean and or the the Ecto 1.
Oh yeah, I've
So-
seen the Ecto 1 before. That was a couple years ago, wasn't it? That came
Very cool. I
Yeah.
think the latest one is sort of a nod to the latest movies, but it's very much like faithful to the original. So most of these that come out are like modifiable, so that you can choose what movie you want it to be reflecting. Like the DeLorean, you can choose any of the 3 movies, any of the 3 setups.
Oh, that's cool. That makes sense for the DeLorean too, because at least it's like a lot. If someone were to like ask me the difference between
It is
Force
different.
Awakens and the other Falcon,
Hard
it'd be
to
like
tell, right?
I don't know, a satellite dish or something.
Yeah, exactly. You got that right. It is the satellite dish.
Or is it?
Primarily.
Oh, that's what I thought it was. I was like, it's that, or it's like one of the little side.
Yeah, it's primarily the satellite dish. That's the big one. There are a couple of like layout differences, primarily in the bottom, but they're like super nerdy and like no one would ever notice.
Right. Yeah.
But it's actually based on the actual differences in the film models. So even between the original A New Hope to Empire Strikes Back, it's very different in terms of the details.
Yeah. I mean,
So-
Lego detail has gotten incredibly good in the past decade. It seems.
Like
I
I've been thinking about this. And first of all, like in this build, it's astonishing the engineering that goes into this. I cannot conceive of how they figure out how to build this shit. It is incredible. I've never seen anything like it. You start to build it and you're like, what the fuck am I building? And then you get halfway down the line, you're like, I
God
can't
damn
believe
it.
this is what they've got here somehow. So like, first of all, that's super amazing.
Yeah.
But the cool thing about the Millennium Falcon and pretty much anything from Star Wars is that even on screen in the movies, it looks like it's built out of Lego. Like the way it's designed, the aesthetic of the Millennium Falcon. Like, have you guys ever heard of
it's
the
kinda
phrase
slapped together.
Greebles?
No.
Like, it's a thing that was basically invented by ILM. Specifically, the phrase was coined by George Lucas.
Why did I bother?
And it's the term that they use to describe those like little bits of detail that are plastered all over these little ships, like
Mm-hmm.
pipes and screws and like just little
Just looked
things.
exposed and
Yeah,
slapped
exposed,
together.
exactly. Stuff that like just these little details that are plastered all over the outside of these things. Those are called greebles or greeblies. That's what George Lucas called them.
Mhm.
And if you look at Lego, by definition, like Lego was designed to look like it had greebles all over it.
Damn it.
So like the Millennium Falcon is the absolute perfect thing to model out of Lego, in my opinion. Also, the bigger things get, the more realistic the Lego can look because the details remain the same, but the size itself is bigger.
Yeah.
So then they end up making it look like screen accurate greebles. So it's just really cool as you see it coming together. It just looks so screen accurate. It's really, really amazing. So
Oh my
I'm super
god.
excited about
You
it.
hit me in every single one of those.
That is a cool
Mini
detail.
Oh my god, my
A
timing.
little
I'm just
bat wing there on the side, like a little
Fucking-
dragon wing.
yeah. It's cool. He's got a cool design.
So anyway, I'm super excited about the Lego. I'm deep in the bag over Lego. Rivendell's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, Rivendell. I've seen. My friend was building it about a year ago, I think.
Yeah.
I assume he's finished it. I haven't actually gone over to see it, but I remember his sister bought it for him, and he's a huge Lord of the Rings fan.
Yeah.
And he was like, I think he said he started on the, not the actual like the main building, but like the little side bit, the gazebo looking thing, whatever you call
Yeah.
that. He was
Yeah,
like,
you build it in stages. So the newest
Yeah.
ones, they break it up. They break all the stages. They break the build up into like 2 or 3 stages. So Rivendell's going to be in one at a time. So
okay, yeah, I think he was like, I'm kind of going by the
Oh
book,
my
but I decided
God.
to go from the middle, and he's like, the little veranda alone has taken me like
yeah.
5 or 6 hours.
Well, the fun thing about Rivendell is that it's already like a 6,000, 7,000 piece set. Like it's fucking huge.
Yeah,
But there are also mods that you can get on the aftermarket sites that enhance it. So like I also bought a secondary mod that helps it's like a big stand that makes it look like a kind of big cliff. So that's sort of like doubled the size of the build. So it went from about, I don't know, what was it, 6,000 pieces to now it's like 11,000 pieces.
god damn.
Yeah, so it's going to be a monster to build, but it's going to look really cool at the end of the day.
I mean, if that's what people like, want. Obviously, like the high-hour accounts, it's not like video game. Someone's like, oh, it's a 20-hour RPG, and like, with Lego, it's the different. It's
Yeah,
easier
for
to pick
me,
up
it's
and
very
put down.
therapeutic. So like, I like
Oh
to
my
just
god.
do the background.
Yeah,
There it
Yeah,
is.
that's-
Tiny.
many hours putting together Lego sets or building Lego sets with no real
Ooh,
aim.
boy.
with the
I used to be
VHSs
good at
on
this
the back.
game.
Did you though?
I used to be better. Maybe not
Okay.
good, but I was
Yeah,
better.
that's how I usually see it. Is I used to be
Yeah.
better at
I
this.
used to be better at
Yeah.
this game.
I used to feel like I had my
Mhm.
timing down. Last play Elden Ring.
Ooh,
August apparently.
magic of iframes, baby.
Mm-hmm. Fuck
Oh.
it.
There's a lot of game news has happened. I think since we last talked. A lot of places getting shut down. No surprise there.
Yeah, a lot of places getting shut down. I do believe that will improve slowly over time as interest rates go down. So that will get better, but
Yeah,
there's inertia there. It's going to take a while for it.
I think. I mean, it's a big enough fall at this point that if it continues the way that it does, it's gonna suck. But I mean, any studio worth their salt that is even afraid of being financially like insolvent is gonna have to do something or understand how to wind back down. Because if you're trying to make, you don't want a
it's their
Concord to
cost.
happen.
Yeah, their cost. The cost of Concord was something like $200 million or something.
Oh, it was insane. The time alone that they put into that thing is just
insane. And then they just
Ugh.
cancel it. Like
Fuck.
that can't have it, man. Whoever's
that
greenlighting
blows
that
my
shit,
mind.
like, fix that.
Someone I was listening to was talking about how Ubisoft can like afford to do that with some of theirs because they know that their formula works enough that even if it doesn't break even, they can afford the loss going forward because they
That's
built
what they
it
did
up.
on the Division, right? Because like
Right.
it wasn't super
Yeah.
successful when it first came out, but then they stuck with it. And
They didn't have like
filmed
what
it.
Destiny did, where Destiny has like people starting and joining, all the time or at least in the middle. I have
Yeah.
never heard of any of my friends being like, "Hey, I think I'm going to start playing the Division." It's like, no, either you did in the first 3 months or you don't at all.
Well, what was that Melee multiplayer game that they also did? For Honor.
Oh,
Yeah, For Honor. There was a
That was
second
the one that
too.
just hung on, and probably I think is still active. It was just hanging on forever, and people love it.
I think it has its cult following, but it's
Yeah.
not
Oh
like
my god.
it's
Oh
not
my
as
god.
big as they wanted it to be.
Yeah, they just don't give up on shit. They famously stick to their stuff,
Yeah.
which is admirable. I mean, Ubisoft has their problems elsewhere in other things. Like they're not perfect by any means. Like they're worthy of criticism, but at least from that angle, I think it's pretty cool that they do stick with their shit. They keep it live. They make an investment. They're patient with it.
Yeah, I mean that's my hope is being patient with it means that I think most live service games, especially from studios that already do multiple, kind of like what Ubisoft does, even if it's not a shooter or multiplayer, if they continue to do that stuff and they at least support it for at least a few years, that's a lot better than having the Concord or even having the like
Oh my god.
For Honor thing of
I need
like
to stop getting
it's
hit.
out there, but it's so small, it's not even a dedicated.
Yeah, I mean, just the 200 mil on a multiplayer shooter. Like, come on. How much do we think? What is it? The one that Blizzard does on shit.
Oh, Overwatch.
Overwatch. How much did Overwatch 2 cost? Now, granted, using it's basically a mod of Overwatch 1, right? But
Right,
like,
it's barely changed. Like, there's some improvements, but it's largely under the hood and largely
Right.
not like.
I still doubt that the original Overwatch cost $200 million to make.
No, even the original one, even I would say the cost combined would not be as much as. I mean, I think like Concord is probably a good majority of that. Like, and that just didn't even get launched at all.
Yeah, it's absolutely insane.
Yeah, the live service thing, that bubble's always been bound to burst or at least change for a while. But I think, especially as we see a lot more of these games have that kind of Concord thing of, it's not just enough to like fail. If you're not Ubisoft, it's not enough to like fail and then be like, oh well,
Fuck.
we'll try again with the next one. Now we're seeing whole studios. I mean,
Fuck.
shit. Even single player games had that with Tango and
So much damage.
Hi-Fi Rush. It can do well enough, but if it doesn't hit the financial markers, they just capsize the whole place and just let it go.
And I feel like people will argue, well, you have to spend so much money on games now because the quality bar is so high and people expect so much of it. It's like, well, true, but like I find it really hard to believe that what was that one that came out for Sony this year, the exclusive? One that everyone on the channel loves.
Helldivers.
Helldivers, yeah. I mean, no one. I don't think Helldivers cost anything close to 200 million.
No,
People
I
love
mean
that.
for the
It's great.
workload for the studio, sure, but the actual money cost, especially being backed by Sony, even if it's just by like server support. Well, I mean, it's obviously not like they don't pay for the development, but like, no,
Yeah.
that game, it's 3D sure with like a lot of good quality, but it's not costing the same amount because the net code is vastly different, right? They're not investing like years and years and years into it. It's more of a couple of years with a good idea that they're trying to refine the gameplay loop of. They're not like
They
spending
just
a lot of
had-
time. Yeah.
They had reasonable scope. I mean, they thought about the project. They knew what they wanted. They didn't have scope creep.
Right.
They
And
had
like,
a mission. They created what they were looking for, and that's it.
right. And they had the idea of if it, breaks even, that's good enough. And that's when like that huge the first Helldivers I played like 2 years prior to the second one coming out. It's a fine game. It's a little top-down arcadey twin stick shooter, but that never really had escape velocity. It was kind of like a couple players. It had like a dedicated player base, but it wasn't huge. It had some advertising points here and there, and like on the arcade for a couple of years, and that was it. And then when they made 2, I don't think any of them were expecting it to blow up nearly as big as it did, and that's also where you get the server issue.
Oh shit!
But at least like shit!
Look at this.
Oh, you did it?
No, I got halfway through.
Oh.
Now he's actually going to take me seriously.
You ready
Yeah.
for this, Nate?
I will not suffer.
I got a snake on his helmet.
I think you can expect this to be easy, right?
Oh, yeah. The second phase is habitually,
easier.
historically easier than the first.
Never a problem.
They run on empty. They got nothing left.
Is there a boss where the second phase is actually easier than the first? I'm trying to think about that.
I'm sure there probably is where they like lower their defense. So long as you can dodge, you can fucking.
Yeah, like
Or
more health. less
they do become.
defense.
I mean, that's what happens to Melania. She becomes very squishy.
Hmm.
Oh
That's a
shit!
really
He's
good point.
fucking his eye, dragon eye.
Yeah, it means business, dog.
Yo. Wait, he's got yellow eye. He's got the chaos eye?
The madness.
Frenzy.
The madness, the frenzy
Maybe
eye?
he's learned to control the frenzy. Yeah, it's yellow.
He just seems kind of like a cesspool of all the no.
He's got
like,
like the Mog
substances and
blood
entities
infection, and
and-
he's got the
the dragon eye, and he's got
like scarlet rot, blood, and frenzy. I
he's got
think.
like it's like the least common denominator of all the bad shit.
He's got the Rykard snake thing going on. Man, yeah.
Yeah.
It was reminding me
And
of
fire. He's got fire.
Jafar.
Oh
What?
yeah, Jafar.
Oh, Jafar. Yeah.
Oh, is he going like ethereal? What?
Wilt thou be taken in the jaws?
He's got the no eyes
Oh.
like Melania.
Is the snake thing here related to what Rykard has going on?
Maybe.
Of light.
So the way this guy looks now without his eyes.
Oh,
it's not even
shit!
fucking Event Horizon.
Oh shit! Base serpent. Why it's called a base serpent?
Oh fuck! This is gonna hurt. This is gonna hurt so much.
Ooh.
Let me go. Let me go.
Man, Miyazaki loves his skewer sword moves.
He does. Miyazaki the Impaler.
Oh, you're using Black Knife Tish. I didn't see that.
Yeah, that's how I got this far in the first
Uh,
place.
You've joined the Ash
Oh
gang.
fuck!
Whoa.
Nice, good dodge.
Oh, he's got drill. He's got a drill kick.
Yeah. Psycho Crusher, baby.
Psycho Crusher. All right. Oh, this
Shit talking you now. Yeah, man, look at his legs, man. He's all like skinny flesh.
Yeah.
A lot of vertical.
He controls the physical.
Well, that was a good run.
It's certainly my best run
Yeah.
so far, but I'm still like deeply requiring a buddy. Like I don't have his shit figured out at all.
I mean, you have to a little bit. You made it to the second round. Dodges still seem on point. What? Greed.
Yeah, it really is. Oof.
Oh, see, that's a really unfair combo. The way your frames work and your dodge, you're going to get hit by one of those.
Yeah.
Oh, you fucker.
Oh, yeah.
Input reading.
Yeah.
Whiff. Ian, we played some of the
Fuck you.
whatever that like DLC pass is from Mario Kart 8. We played some of the like the
Oh, yeah,
real
I know
world
that.
maps
In the embrace.
during the.
Oh yeah, how
24-hour
did the
stream.
24-hour stream go?
It was good. It was really good. We played a lot of different stuff. It was mostly Switch stuff again. We didn't
Yeah.
play any Smash, but we did play the new Super Mario Party.
Oh, yeah, pretty
The
good.
third version of what essentially is the same fucking game. But it's pretty good from the little bit that I played. Played a lot of different stuff. A lot of Switch stuff. Cameron played some awful new Transformers racing game. It is not good. It looks like what would have been a bad game in 2012. But I think he really wanted to try it a couple times to really get something out of it. You know, good on him for trying that. We played a lot of different stuff. It was good though. We raised, what is the actual total? I don't have that in front of me.
Fuck. I meant to dodge past it.
In the embrace.
Dun, dun, dun.
I know you hit your goal. Yeah.
Yeah, we actually hit the goal before we started the stream, which is great.
Oh, wonderful.
Um,
Isn't that the best feeling?
yeah, it really was good. It was good. We still got a good amount of donations during the stream too. I think our
Got that shit in your blood.
I do now.
just watch the VOD. But yeah, we played a lot of Mario Kart. We played. I guess Cameron has like the DLC pass for all the extra like the new maps that they added from all the old games.
Too,
So,
but I totally forgot that was coming out. That came out. Like I totally forgot about it.
yeah, I remember they announced it like a year or two ago, and I just haven't.
Yeah. It just
I figured at some point
forever
it
to
would.
release it. It's on a rolling basis. So.
Yeah. Oh, he made a cut of just the Mario Kart bits. There was I think it was like the Rome level where it was me, Hannah, Cameron, and Craig playing, and we all got turned around
Broken.
by like a
Fuck
big,
yeah.
There you go.
it's a
At a
big
wing
roundabout
stance,
that you're
though.
supposed to drive straight through, and a lot of us just did a whole lap around it. It was very funny.
Oh god. Oh my god.
Wow. Insta death.
Insta death. I also just couldn't lock onto him. I was trying to like click in, and it just
Yeah,
wasn't. Yeah, I needed to be looking right at him, I guess. Otherwise, it's like, who do you mean? Oh, that guy? Oh, okay.
You really got a beefy health bar there.
Oof.
Has he?
Oh, has he?
Thanks.
Did we use
Oh my
Tish on
God.
Melania?
You what?
Did we use Tish on Melania?
No, I did beat Melania on my own.
Because I wonder, wouldn't Tish be really good against Melania since she nerfs?
I would think so.
Oh, did I beat
Or
Melania on my own?
heal
Fuck, now I got me
ability?
doubting everything. Uh-oh. I guess I got
Uh-oh.
kicked out of my friggin' game? It just
Lovely.
stopped?
No.
Hang on.
Welcome to Arbitrary
Yes.
here, everybody.
Yeah, where
There's no point.
shit doesn't work half the time. Oh boy. All right. Well, sorry about this, I guess. And now my file won't load. Great. Amazing. Let's just fire it up from here.
Yeah. In the meantime, the total that we've raised was $2,704
Whoa!
in the 24-hour stream. So we met the stretch goal, which was 2.5K. And then they drew the Transformers raffle winners. Yeah, so overall, like pretty good. I mean, 2K I think is about our average.
Yeah.
So I think as long as we're pulling that in, the really cool part this year was on Friday, which is the night we do the test stream and like the evening setup. We got to go to Children's Hospital, the one that we were benefiting, and they have like a little like Extra Life get together now, which is like a bunch of Extra Life like employees or like representatives and then a lot of like streamers or like event hosters, like game shop owners who do Extra Life events, kind of get together and they play games. But more importantly, like we talk to some of the kids, and we get to talk to each other about like the Extra Life event and sort of like have like a little hangout session. So that was a lot of
Awesome.
fun.
Super cool.
Yeah, it was very cool. It was very cool to actually be invited to something because of us wanting to.
What am I
stream
doing
video games.
here?
What? What?
Why am I here?
What is the specimen
Where are you?
storehouse?
It's like one of the main rooms from like the rest of the keep, but like,
Dude, I don't even see your stream.
oh yeah, hang on, I gotta.
Well,
because
yeah.
it got canceled out. I gotta.
It's on Twitch though. I'm looking at it on Twitch, so we're
Yeah,
that
hang
part's
on.
good.
I'm gonna stream it.
I wonder,
to you,
yeah,
fellas.
just-
There we go.
kicked you back out.
Yeah, no, it put me in the specimen storehouse, and it was, even though I totally started here, and I was also kicked out mid-fight. So I don't know why I decided that was the spot. No, god damn you, motherfucker! Teesh, help me out.
Hey, you guys want to know what I've been playing?
What have you been playing?
Twilight fucking Princess.
Nice.
Yeah?
Just thinking
Dude.
about that the other day.
I just love that game. I will never
It
not
is
love
a-
that
it
game.
is
It's a good game. I would go and revisit it now. I haven't thought about it in a while because so much Zelda has come out.
The art is
That's
so choice. I actually prefer the art in Twilight Princess more than Breath of the Wild. I think it's so gorgeous.
How are you playing it? Are you playing one of the remasters? Or are you doing the?
Yep,
Yeah.
the remaster. Although I'm playing it allegedly. I'm playing it on Steam Deck. Allegedly.
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 That's what I've heard. I'm not
Finally
sure if
dodged
that's
that
actually
fucking grab.
So actually, another 24-hour stream story. We did learn that you can, we could stream using a Steam Deck. Max brought his over, and he wanted to play Tactics Ogre in the late hours, which was a great sleep aid for me.
Fuck off.
But we learned that if he signs into his Steam account from the streaming computer, he can play the game on his Steam Deck, and we can still stream it through OBS as if it were playing on the computer, which is
That's
really cool.
Wild.
Yeah, it's also funny because every time I would tab, so we had two monitors, the TV he had the game on, and then my other one that we have OBS on. If I tab over to OBS, it streams the whole like screen of that monitor to his Steam Deck.
Can I just say,
this,
Steam Deck, like one of the greatest inventions of all time. Just amazing thing.
I didn't play any on it, but I did get to like interact with the UI a bit. It's pretty fucking slick. I like it.
Yep, it's
pretty
fantastic.
good.
It's also, I maintain this. I won't get too deep into it because I know you guys have heard this endlessly. It's also the best controller ever made. Putting that out there.
It does feel good. I did get to like play around with the buttons and the sticks. That's
Yeah, it's
pretty
just like the options available to you, the customizability, the support that it has in games, like how it integrates with the Steam overlay.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah.
It's just there's nothing else that even comes close to matching it in the entire game.
How's the storage and battery? I saw some of the early mods where people were like breaking
Yeah.
open the plastic and like melting it.
Of it now, right? They've got a refreshed, updated version. It's not performance-wise, it's not really that improved, really at all. But it does have an OLED screen and it has improved battery life. So I don't have the new version; I have the OG version. But
Yeah.
I have never had a problem with battery life. It lasts plenty. It lasts plenty enough for like a session, a gaming session for me. Plus, I rarely ever take it out of my house. For me, it's something that allows me to play anywhere I want in my house. So like, I don't have to be at my office desk computer in order to play. Because frankly, I don't know if anybody else feels this way, but the last thing I want to do on a weekend is sit at the desk that I sit at all week.
Yeah.
So like,
Oh,
I
yeah,
enjoy
work
being
from
able
home.
to take my game out to my
Wow.
deck and sit in the nice weather and or out by the pool and play a video game at the same time. My Steam Deck does that for me. So I'm usually within reach of like outlet anyway. So I never really run up against battery challenges. I will say it's better than the Switch. I'll say that. At least the OG Switch.
Yeah.
Broken.
Oh. Got broke
All right.
ankles. So snake form, man. Yeah, this is I get more Rykard than anything else out of this. But I also like that it's not like Rykard serpents are more dragon-esque. This is more of like a regular snake.
Ooh, what is happening? Oh my god.
Yeah.
It's also a little bit like the ulcerated tree spirits.
Yeah, it's that
Oh,
shit that he throws on the
Jesus.
floor, right?
Yeah. Well, and like there's like the wily way that they kind of like, no pun intended, snake around when they come at you is like, how do you predict that? How do you?
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh
fuck.
yeah, the tree spirits like meteor shower that they do. That's fucking bullshit.
Yeah. The meteor shower, and then he just goes on that crazy like rampage where it's like, he does all the flight of fear in like a single second, and you're like, how am I supposed to get out of that?
That's a cool animation.
That is, yeah. Oh, I love the actual bite animation on the snake is really good.
I like how he materializes back to being a snake. He comes out of the shadows.
Yeah.
Tish is dead. You did great.
Yeah.
Valiant effort, Tish.
Yeah, but he's
All right, now you got 7 heals, dog.
Oh, but he fucking
Oh,
one-shotted
God.
me.
I saw
What?
that. He
Wow.
looked like he parried you.
Oh my god, he went right through me.
I can't believe
He
that
had a
happened
dive too, man. He saw
immediately
it.
after I said you had 7 heals. Amazing.
Yeah, exactly.
How
It's
that
like,
comes.
yeah, and they don't matter if you can't, if like I
Yeah.
can
Yeah.
tank, it can one-shot you from 75% health.
Yeah.
Who fucking
That
cares?
was literally the universe shit talking you.
Yeah. Crazy talk.
That down.
You fight him in the hallway.
Oh my god, how many times am I gonna get hit by this? Oh my god.
The real disrespect there is the amount of time he has you like command grabbed.
Fuck. Ugh.
He really wants to interrupt your flow.
I got him like 80% dead, and then I fucking fuck up like this.
80% dead. That sounds like
80% dead.
I think that speaks to the like a lot of lucky hits early, right? I think the consistently down to like 30.
80%
30 or
dead
below.
and 100% reason to remember the name.
oh dear.
Mesmer the Impaler.
It is a cool name, I have to admit. The name is
Mhm.
sick too.
That's pretty cool. It's like Dracula,
Cool.
but just the
Oh my god,
the
why do I
stakes
bother?
part.
Why do I bother?
Couldn't interrupt.
Yeah, he's just like, yeah, I see what you're doing. Fuck you. Fuck you and everybody who looks like you.
Wow. Very Republican of you.
That's yeah, pretty much fuck everyone who doesn't look like us. Yeah,
Yeah,
that'd be more accurate. But yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
Ugh, man. Deja fucking vu, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I guess we'll get into this now.
Well, we don't have to get too deep into it.
Yeah, just
I mean, I got a lot of thoughts on this subject.
yeah. I'm sure
But,
everybody does.
I mostly have tough love for people at this point. I know everybody needs it. I know everybody's
Yeah.
feeling like hurt. Everybody's, and they should, because it fucking sucks about as bad as anything can suck in life.
Yeah, it's pretty
um,
much just like, oh, you know that the whole system that you thought was broken. Well, it's gone now. But,
yeah, it's this is all more than worthy of despair. I'm not gonna lie to you guys.
Yeah.
But I do think a little tough love is in order here, because like anyone who thinks that they woke up this morning in a different country than the one they went to bed in has not
Yeah.
paid attention.
Yeah.
This shit ain't new. If people ask me all the time, like before this election happened, like, when are you alarmed? When are you going to be alarmed? What's your alarm level right now? I'm like, dog, the moment to be alarmed is long in our fucking rear view. Like,
Yeah.
if you wanted to be alarmed, time to be alarmed was 2017.
Yeah.
Time to be alarmed was 2020, 2021, January
Mhm.
6th. Like fucking Ruth Bader Ginsburg, like this kind of shit.
Yeah,
People who weren't alarmed by then,
there was plenty of like that should have been it.
yeah,
moments.
this shit. If
So
you weren't
many,
alarmed by
so
the
many.
immunity ruling, like where you been, dog?
Yeah.
Like I don't know what else to tell you, but like I've been on this train since 2009. People should have seen this coming with the fucking Tea Party.
yeah.
And anybody who is sitting here acting like this wasn't where this was always going to go, frankly, you could have called this in 1980 with Ronald fucking Reagan.
Oh yeah.
Our generation has been living under this shit forever. This was always where it was going to be, and anyone who says otherwise is lying to you. So I just want people to know that, you know what it's kind of like? I find solace in this. It's like being married to somebody and finding out they're actually a sociopathic, abusive douchebag. And it's like, yeah, now you find out the truth about this person. What are you sad about? Are you sad that you now have to divorce this person, or are you sad that this person isn't who you thought he was?
Yeah.
Well,
And like, because I'm quite happy to divorce that person.
yeah, right.
That's a good thing to do. It sucks
I
that he's not who
think
he thought he
I
was, but
think
he never
I'm
was.
I think I'm most disappointed with the young demographic.
100%. Gen Z
Like,
100% fucked this up.
yeah,
More ways than
like,
one.
and that's just the saddest part because, like, okay, boomer's gonna boomer, whatever,
Yep.
but they're not here for a long time anymore at this point.
Yep.
And not to mention lead poisoning, understandable to a degree, like,
Yeah.
but like
Behind the eight ball on that one.
like youth has been poisoned. Youth has been poisoned, and I don't know if it's irrevocable or not. And
I mean, here's the thing. This is the other
maybe-
thing that I want people to understand. So, just a quick little background for people if they ever hear this in the future. This is coming from somebody who is quite literally, actually, this is not a boast, but just so you guys have some context. I actually am in the history. I have a degree in the subject.
Yeah.
Studied for a very long time the history, frankly, 20th century America. So, in a geopolitical context. America was like, this was all, again, like, this was not a thing that could not have been foreseen. Howard Zinn writes about this in People's History of the United States. It is our government, especially from 1980 on, which was not really designed for us.
Yeah.
Young people in general are not really equipped to understand this shit. So I don't want to necessarily give them a pass, but you know,
yeah,
the
it's
degree
just
to
sad
which
that
they,
they're gonna reap exactly what they sow, and they don't even know
Right.
what that is.
so this is the thing. Like, we first of all we got to sort of tackle this in chapters, but people should also realize that when I say really what happened last night, I posted this on Facebook too. I think you guys saw it. But
Yeah,
what did we
it's
really?
just disillusionment.
Yeah, what did we lose last night? We didn't lose anything but our illusions. Because if anybody thought that this wasn't what our country was, again, you were not paying attention. Like, welcome to the fucking party. Have a donut. Like, wake up. It's time to wake up. So I would say, the other thing I'll say about this is that I've always said this about Donald Trump. Donald Trump is not the problem. MAGA
No,
is
he's just the symbol of the problem.
the malignancy at the heart of MAGA is fundamentally malevolent in nature. It is born out of the elements of neo-Nazi fascism, white Christian nationalism, Christian identity movement. We're talking about Ruby Ridge. We're talking about Zog activists. We're talking about Waco, Oklahoma City, domestic terrorists, American Redoubt in Idaho. These elements are what we're talking about here. And so we need to recognize that about America. This is what the fuck we are. People didn't vote for Trump because they didn't like communism. You don't get to do that and not have some sort of allowance for who and what Trump is. That's an endorsement. You're okay with what he does. That's the way it goes. So, like, I'm just saying, people should remember what we voted for. So, don't forget it.
Yeah, it's not like you didn't know from before either.
Yeah, it was a choice. This is a revealed preference. This is America telling people who and what the fuck they are. Okay? So when I say that what we learned last night, what we lost last night was our illusions, the only thing that was true in the entire time was that America had these sympathies towards these malevolent forces in society. They were always there. It's the same fight that we've been fighting since 1861. Frankly, 1776. This is the Civil War. It just never ended. So, people, when I say we lost our illusions, what that means is people are just starting to realize that this shit is serious. It's real, and this is who we actually are and always have been. Nothing is new about
Yeah.
any of it.
We just took
So-
the mask off completely now.
Exactly, and now we know. And I'm hopeful, I'm grateful, frankly, that. And this is the last thing I'm going to say.
Because at least now it's an honest fight.
It needs to happen. Unfortunately, like I would prefer we had a different result.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, this is a fucking cancer, and you don't cure cancer by pretending it doesn't exist, which is exactly what we've been doing for the last 30 odd years. So, at the end of the day, this fight was always going to have to be had. We were always going to have to confront this at some point. That was going to be necessary. I'm not happy about it. It's going to hurt. A lot of people are going to suffer. Frankly, a lot of people are going to die.
Yeah.
A lot of people in Ukraine are going to die. A lot of
Yep.
people in Palestine.
Because it's not just here. Yeah, it's not just here. So many other places that we are either supporting or funding or even just giving an example to are going to be overridden or discouraged or completely defunded or like.
Ukrainians
so
are
many
going to
things.
die
Yeah.
en masse. Palestinians are going to die en masse, even more than they already have.
Yeah.
Women are going to die en masse, even more than
Yeah.
they already have. We're talking about people who are actually going to die. Children in schools with mass shootings are all going to die. There's going to be a lot of people dying as a result of this.
Mm-hmm.
And it's only going to get worse. And I guess I've just been shouting from the rooftops for years for people to wake the fuck up and take this shit seriously, because this ain't no joke.
Mm-hmm.
And people look at this and they think, well, it's alarmist. You know, I call Donald Trump a Nazi and MAGA Nazi movement, and people think it's alarmist. And I say, okay, well, you go with God and you think about it the way you want to, but you better brood on it. Because at some point, this shit becomes real.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, for my money, I'd much rather be alarmist and be wrong
Yeah. Then
than
be
then
complacent
overreact
and
and be-
unaware.
Yeah, exactly. Like, the cost of the alternative is too fucking high. That's a concept of tail risk that I think a lot of people don't understand. But even, I don't think it's tail risk with Donald Trump anymore, but even if it was, tail risk is something you account for, because tail risk, at the end of the day, puts you out of the game. If you happen to land in the bell curve of the tail risk end, that means that you are multiple orders of magnitude away from the highest level of risk. So, like, you don't get to play the game anymore if you hit that low chance of ultimate risk. That's what we're doing here. We've landed in the realm of tail risk. So, you know, I didn't wake up this morning feeling deeply concerned or feeling any different than I did yesterday. I'm angry. I'm heartbroken, especially for all the people who are going to die as a result of this. But there's two things about this that make me feel better. One, they chose this. A lot of people who are going to end up suffering for this chose it. So I don't have a lot of sympathy for them. This is a revealed preference. This tells us who we really are. So that's one thing. And the second thing is, I do believe this ultimately is what's going to be needed in order to fucking carve this cancer out of us. Because MAGA's not going to stop just because Trump loses. People are going to have to come to terms with the reality of this. And they're going to have to decide, are they for it or against it? And they get to make that choice. But it needs to happen. So, anyway, that's my thought on it. I don't feel any more alarmed or dispirited than I did in 2017 or in 2020 when Ruth Bader Ginsburg died, or when Roe v. Wade got overturned, or when the Supreme Court gave the president ultimate immunity. Like, that was the end of the republic then.
Mm-hmm.
And so people acting shocked and shaken today about this, it's like, this was always going to happen. It's just a question of when. They pulled that trigger with the immunity case. It's just a question when
they pulled the trigger. The bullet just landed for you now.
Correct.
Like,
Correct. Because at the end of the day, that immunity case, what it means is that we're always going to be reliant on the integrity and
of the person at the top.
of the person that's been voted into office. Which means that for the rest of eternity, for the rest of the existence of this country, we would have to bat 1,000
Yeah.
and never have another Republican win again, ever.
Yeah.
And that obviously is not. So, again, this was an inevitability, and anyone who thought otherwise needs to wake up. So, this shit is chess, it's not checkers. And so, this is a good time to start fighting. This is a good time for people to actually do something about it. People to start caring. Because don't forget, a lot of people's lives are going to be at stake, and they're going to need people to defend them and protect them. A lot of trans people are going to need us to defend them, us collectively as a society. There are people who are going to hurt significantly as a result of this, and they're going to need people, everybody, to stand up for them and make sure that none of this shit ends up as dark as it could potentially be. So we got a mission. We all got a chance to be heroes now.
Yeah.
But we better fucking do it and live up to it, because we haven't up until now.
And I will say, as much as I really, really want to hate those that supported this, when they start suffering, the I told you so's really got to be, here, let me show you. Here, let me help you. Because they are just as much victims as we are, whether they voted for it or not. Like, they need to understand, because they are just as, like, misinformed. A lot of them are just as misinformed.
Hispanics came out and voted in force for Donald Trump this year.
Yeah.
For whatever fucking reason they did.
The
No.
machismo movement, basically.
Yeah, and those people are going to suffer as a result of this. And I
They're
will
gonna
tell
be
you,
kicked out.
I'm not in favor of their suffering.
No.
They voted for Donald Trump. I still don't want them to get hurt.
Yeah.
And if they end up not getting hurt, I will be grateful for that. If they don't get deported, if their families don't get deported, if, frankly, this is another thing that we're staring down the barrel of, just so people know. Said this mass deportation thing also means mass American citizen deportation. Why? Because a lot of illegal immigrants, or even legal immigrants, are closely related to actual legal citizens, born and raised or naturalized, whatever.
Yeah.
And these people are going to need to choose. Do I stay with my family or do I leave with them? And so we're talking literally here about deporting American fucking citizens. Okay? So, like, this is, like, I don't have a lot of patience for people who are sitting around and being late decision voters. They're not paying attention to stuff, who are pretending that this isn't as serious as it fucking is. When I call these people Nazis, that they try to equivocate and they try to say, well, you can't be a Nazi unless you wear the swastika. Like, you're not this fascist pig unless you are actively Adolf Hitler himself.
Yeah.
That it's okay to march next to a Nazi as long as you aren't actually.
And it's like,
It's
no,
like,
if you're at a party
that
and
ain't
there's
it.
a Nazi there and no one's stopping them, you're at a Nazi party, man. Sorry.
Correct.
You are infected by not saying anything.
Correct.
This is the good man doing nothing.
Nazi is not Nazi. It's anti-Nazi. Okay.
Yeah.
And when I don't care if you are like a card-carrying fucking member, but if you count among your constituency to which you are beholden, a group of neo-Nazi fascists, among others, KKK, Christian Identity, Covenant of the Sword, the Arm of the Lord, these types of fucking people, what does that make you? What did we call people like that in Germany in 1938 who weren't formal members of the Nazi Party, but they took Jewish businesses that were given to them. They took Jewish property that was given to them, that didn't stand up for their Jewish neighbors, that turned them in rather than gave them a place of refuge. What do we call those people today? I'll tell you what we call them. We call them fucking Nazis.
Yep.
So, just, you guys being the internet can, like, listen to this rant and, equivocate and say, nothing's really going to happen.
Or they've clicked off already. Who knows?
Well, it's like, you might be right. I hope you're right. I hope, he is too ineffectual and lazy and dumb and isn't ideological enough. And all he really wanted to do was stay out of jail. If that's what you want to believe, and that's what actually happens, then that's great. But that's only one possible scenario. Everything right now is on the table. Every conceivable extent of darkness is on the fucking table. And so if we don't achieve that, if we don't reach that level of darkness, there before the grace of God go we. We don't have any control over it anymore. And I don't know about the rest of this fucking world, but I'm not okay with that scenario.
Yeah.
So, anyway, some tough love to the internet and the world out there. I just want this on the fucking record. Anybody who listens to this, time to grow the fuck up and take it seriously. I don't care if you're sad or angry or if it's emotionally difficult. There are people who live in Hong Kong, Palestine, Sudan, fucking, Taiwan,
That are being actively hunted down
live
right
under
now.
the boot of fascism. People in fucking Russia, in Ukraine, who have lived in this reality for their whole fucking lives and know nothing different. And they are literally fighting for their lives every single day. And we, meanwhile, richest fucking country in the history of ever, are voluntarily handing over a democracy. Whether it exists or not now is a technicality. Whether it survives this movement or not is a technicality. Because right now there's no reason for it to. They just have to decide whether or not, like, Trump and MAGA just need to decide if they're willing to, like, if it serves their purpose. Because it's going to be oligarchy. That's what Elon Musk and Peter Thiel and fucking Jeff
Neo-feudalism
Bezos
is really what
are
it is.
It's exactly what it is. And so if we're going to watch all these real people, like fucking Ukrainians who are giving their lives for their country, for their democracy, and sacrificing the prime of their lives, sacrificing their children in the fight against fascism. And meanwhile, not only are we undermining them actively now, but we're also voting away our own fucking democracy.
Yeah.
Shame on us. And shame on anybody who isn't taking their vote seriously as a result. Because those people are going to die now because of you. And like, on your head be it. And you think about it whatever you want, but you better fucking brood on it.
Yeah.
You don't ever forget it.
I don't think there's anything... I don't know if I believe in karma anymore, but I really hope for a hell at this point.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I come off pretty angry.
As a punishment. Yeah.
But I think it's warranted. I think it's fair. I feel all right about it, personally. So anyway, I guess I know that's a lot of darkness. I don't know that necessarily makes people feel better, except that, again, the important thing to remember is that we didn't lose an election so much as we just lost our illusions. Because none of this was ever real. This idea that we were living in a country that was going to remain democratic and that if we just voted Kamala Harris in this time, everything would be hunky-dory and we'd be all right.
Yeah,
That was never
it would be another Band-Aid at best.
Correct. It would be a stay of execution is what it would be. And that would be great because 4 years matters to people and that's fewer people dead sooner, right?
Yeah.
But like, again, this was always going to be the case. And it's about fucking time that people recognize it. Wake up and take this seriously. There's been a deficit of people taking this shit seriously and caring. I mean, Donald Trump has always been a fucking joke. He was a protest vote, right? I mean, he's a reality TV star. Mm-hmm. He's a clown. But he's also extremely fucking dangerous. And so I just don't have a lot of patience for people who don't take it seriously. People are smarter than this. I don't believe this shit that American voters are just too stupid. They have two options. They are actively, willfully ignorant, or they are malevolent. And I don't know which of these two people I'd rather them be. It's not acceptable. Higher standards are needed. So, on their head be it. I haven't been proud to be an American since 2004, when we reelected George Bush.
Yeah.
In the wake of two highly illegal fucking wars, and a relentless number of war crimes. So, this ain't new to me. I know a lot of people have disillusionment today, and I think that's healthy and good because it's about time. So,
Turk, welcome to the chat. I'm not sure how long you've been here. Third option is not get out of the country because, one, not everybody has the means to just get up and go. They have people they need to protect, take care of, or they lack the means. Like, there's so many more like cards that are already stacked against you before that was even an option. Not to mention, where are you going to go? What country will take you? What skills were you able to achieve with no education funding? I mean, so
Well, yeah.
That's that's fair that you're joking around. But just
Well, here's a note on this
that
point.
that sentence isn't as easy. I say this because I used to in high school. I used to think that way. If you don't like it, why? Why are you still here? Because I thought everybody had it as easy as I did and could just go.
Yeah.
But they can't.
Well, I
That's-
100% endorse that note, Nate. I 100% agree with you. The only thing that I'll add as an addendum to that is also, if the circumstances do allow you to, I think that's an entirely legitimate choice that you can make.
Yeah.
I don't think that that is fundamentally wrong or objectionable or in some way self-serving. I think at this point we're talking about, I mean, like, if I'm a trans person, I'm seriously considering that because my safety is largely dependent on it.
Yeah, your existence is no longer accepted.
Correct.
Like, it's
And
easy
so-
for me to say I can stay because I'm a
Correct.
heteronormative.
Yeah, you and I are in
guy.
full privileged positions. We're going to be fine.
Yeah.
Lucky us.
Yeah, exactly.
But our friends and family won't be.
Exactly.
We've got people in our family who are not cisgender white males.
Yep.
So, like, these people we care about, presumably.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Anyway, I so in certain ways, I'm not really worried because I'm well past that a long time ago. I think it's useful to keep that perspective in mind.
Yeah.
And also, realize that we all have allies here.
No.
Nobody in our circles and the people on the right side of history are gonna let anybody else fail. We're gonna take care of each other. If we have to, we'll move to civilized states.
Yeah.
We'll protect us, each other, and our families. I recommend to anybody who has interest in start trying to figure this out or have a good perspective on how to think about governance in this sort of context, go read Howard Zinn, specifically, A People's History of the United States. It will give you
I would just start book collecting on knowledge in general, like skills, but also general science and art, because that stuff is going to be very hard to come by here very quickly. Because I'm pretty sure he meant it when he's going to defund the public education system, which is just the most frightening thing in the fucking
There are
planet.
people in our family who are going to get fired. They're going to lose their jobs as a result.
Yeah.
And that's just.
But start book collecting, hard copy, digital if you have to, but like if you don't have the means to charge your e-reader, what good is it to you? Start working on skills like to make yourself more independent, but also get involved in your community on an individual level. Know your neighbors, try and befriend them, make sure that they understand that everyone is a human being. Make yourself known, because no one is more easy to witch hunt than the person who nobody knows.
You want to know why college graduates are more progressive and liberal and accepting socially than other people are demographically?
I mean,
It's not because they
meet
know more or have learned more or have been exposed to knowledge or books or any of this.
They expose more people.
It's because they leave home and they go meet people who aren't like them.
Yeah.
That's why college graduates are more progressive, accepting, and open to new ideas. It's because they meet other people that aren't like them. And those other people show them how there are other ways to be, and it's acceptable to be those things. And that there's still value in human beings who aren't like them. So it's not elitist to be a college graduate and be a progressive. It's simply exposure to the world that isn't part of your 30 square foot backyard.
Yeah.
So, I recommend Nate's point about, getting involved locally, caring about your neighbors, getting involved with the community. That's the point. I mean, it's Howard Zinn. That's why I recommend Howard Zinn. His histories are largely about poorer communities, basically communities who have little power, and how justice in general, especially in democracies, is manufactured by the people of that country, not through any machinations of government or the Supreme Court or Congress or even the president. That justice often happens in spite of these things, not because of them. So
Yeah.
just keep that shit in mind, that the civil rights movement of education, Supreme Court got bullied into agreeing to that. Supreme Court, if you recall, they ruled on Plessy versus Ferguson 10 years before that.
Mhm.
And they had to reverse it. Why? Because there was a critical mass of public opinion that demanded it.
Yeah.
There were protests in the street. Okay, the American populace said this is the way it's going to be, and the Supreme Court had to bend to the will. And so that is the power of people, and people need to realize that just because your government doesn't agree with you, and just because it's the law, laws are fluid things, and it's applied by powerful people in ways that benefit them.
Yeah.
So it's not incumbent upon you to acquiesce to the will of corrupt laws.
Fuck.
That you have power, especially granted you by the Constitution of these United States, to be in the streets and demand justice. And you need to remember that demanding justice for your neighbor is the same as demanding justice for you.
Because
So-
one day it will be you.
It will be you. Exactly right. So anyway, there it is. There's a question here. Is police that bad in America?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd say some areas are better than others, but yes, by and large, yes. And there's an argument that, not all police are bad. Yeah, but they're also not doing anything to call the bad ones out. Therefore, if one cop in 10 is bad, but none of the other 9 cops call out the bad cop, you have 10 bad cops.
Yeah, the problem with policing in America, by and large, is the culture around it and the mentality around it.
Yeah.
It is militarized, highly militarized, specifically after the events of 9/11 in
Yeah.
2001.
And also a lot
There's
less
a lot of
training.
reasons for that, primarily funding that comes from Department of Homeland Security. The police have been co-opted as
Like a
extensions.
paramilitary unit, basically.
Yes, to help for the police. Foreign terrorism, but I call out foreign terrorism specifically because they do not do the same for domestic terrorism. In fact, our legal apparatus in America is largely ignorant, willfully, of even the concept of domestic terrorism. Frankly, the first convictions even tangentially related to domestic terrorism that have happened any time in the last half century were related to January 6th. Before that, there is basically no apparatus or precedent for America prosecuting anybody in the grounds of domestic terrorism at all. We pretend it doesn't exist because we can't conceive of the idea that Americans might be anti-American. So the policing part of this is largely we draw from military people who themselves are co-opted by messaging and propaganda about the exceptionalism of America. So add that to the idea of gun fetishes in America, and what I frankly consider to be a toxic, corrosive patriarchy. I know that's also kind of like a trigger word for people, but that's another thing that I don't particularly find very funny.
Yeah.
People make fun of it and they think it's a silly thing when people call it out.
The patriarchy hurts men just as much as women.
Exactly. As someone who, I'll only speak for myself, who grew up very much in that world, deeply entrenched in it, and who frankly benefited in many ways from it because I happen to be the type of person that they like in that world. I just so happen to be lucky enough to fit into their mold. I know how corrosive it is, and I am not even nearly the same kind of victim that most other humans, including men, are of the patriarchy in America. Newsflash to anybody out there who's wondering, little boys, young men, are just as victimized by the patriarchy as anybody else is.
Yep.
In some ways, more so. Not to compare people's suffering. I'll never say that a man's experience in America is somehow worse than a woman's. That's silly.
Yeah, that's categorically not true.
I mean, women are the ones getting beaten to death and shot in their own homes. That kind of shit. So let's not do some false equivalencies here. But don't forget that there are a lot of
I died
little
in the middle of
boys
the fucking...
out there.
Yeah.
There are a lot of little boys out there who grow up
Being
wanting
told to
it's all
tough
they
it
really
out,
want to do.
suck it up,
Like,
rub some dirt in it, walk it off.
yeah, like I always tell this story. When I was a kid, like people would, when you're a kid, people ask you what you want to grow up to be, right?
Mhm.
Superman, Batman, Spider-Man, all these guys, these were not superheroes to me. These were options, right? Like, all I wanted to be when I was a kid, all I wanted to grow up to be was a fucking hero.
Yep.
And frankly, that's the true of most little boys. Probably even little girls, too. Although I don't want to speak for little girls because that's just not my lived experience. But I expect that's the case, too. And so little boys, little children in general, grow up with the instinct to do good things and to want to be good. And the patriarchy, especially in America, beats that the fuck out of them. Vulnerability is weakness.
Yeah.
And weakness is failure.
There's so many
one guy
lonely
picture up.
adult men out there that don't even realize it because they've been living with it for so long.
Yeah.
Like they know at the core of themselves they are fundamentally unhappy and they don't understand why and why they can't talk to their friends the way that maybe their significant others, like their wives or their girlfriends, can talk to their friends. Maybe they don't think they want that, but honestly, they don't even know what that feels like.
This is the core of the incel movement, men's rights movement. The Venn diagrams with those movements, with neo-Nazism, Christian identity, American Readout stuff, the Venn diagrams there are very nearly a perfect circle.
Yeah.
So people need to recognize these things as realities for what they are and not pretend that simply because the labels are different that they somehow don't share the same value system. People I hear all the time, I have, people who know anything about Ruby Ridge, Randy Weaver. He, for anybody who doesn't know, he was basically a separatist who moved out to Idaho with his family, lived at the top of this mountain in Idaho, and basically was set up, frankly, by the ATF to basically run guns for the neo-Nazi groups stationed there in northern Idaho. Why was he able to be used for that? Is because he was an actual attendee of that fucking group. He was never a formal card-carrying member. And so to this day, people who analyze Randy Weaver consider him to, A, be a folk hero of the American conservative movement, but also to be decidedly not a neo-Nazi. And look, I'm willing to stipulate that he may not have been on the fucking rolls in the neo-Nazi camp that existed out there in Idaho at the time. But the most famous photo of fucking Randy Weaver is in his fucking living room with his family, and he's wearing a Zog shirt.
Yeah.
He's wearing a Down with Zog shirt. And look, I don't know what you want to make of that, internet, or anybody else out there who voted for Donald Trump. But to me, that is a Nazi. That is a white supremacist. Again, the Venn diagrams are perfect circles. So I don't want to hear this nonsense, this deification, this, revising of history. That somehow these people aren't who they are. And I go back to this, that if we pretend that these people are lone actors, unsupported by other people who have sympathies for those thoughts, we are ignorant of who and what America is. We have been fighting the Civil War since 1861. That did not end with Reconstruction. The response to the end of the Civil War was the KKK. Okay? So I want the internet to understand this too. The Southern response to Reconstruction and the loss of the Civil War in 1865 and the Emancipation Proclamation was the fucking KKK. That was their response. Same thing with their response to World War I. Same thing with their response in World War II. Same thing with their response in Vietnam. Okay, it's not a coincidence that these spikes in fascist revolutionary ideologies happen when people come home from war. That's all tied into the patriarchy, the fetishization of guns, of aggression, violence. And it's a fucking problem that is inherent to the MAGA movement. It's not incidental. It's core to their ideology. It's the reason why all they ever did was go on fucking Joe Rogan their entire campaign. Why do you think that is? Why do you think they co-opt Dana fucking White from the UFC to be their spokesperson? Same with Elon Musk. Who are they talking to? Angry white men. So, again, let's just not beat around the bush and pretend that these things aren't what they are and that America isn't what it is. Dangerous. Dangerous people, a dangerous movement.
Oh my
that
God.
was chosen by the American people, not because they didn't like Kamala Harris, they didn't like the alternative, because they like what's being sold by Trump.
Mm-hmm.
They like it, they want it. So be careful.
Yeah.
You know. Anyway, there you go. That's my rant for today. That's what I got for you.
That's quite a bit.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's only like a small, minuscule percentage of what I got on my mind about it. But I think generally, actually, it's fairly helpful in terms of like, all you really did was realize that this horrible person you're married to is actually horrible. Like, you know, I think that's healthy. It's therapeutic. It's cathartic to learn that and to be able to act on it then, you know. Because the last thing you want to do is like live with this person and not know that they're a serial killer. You know what I mean?
Yeah. True enough.
Yeah. It's like when somebody cheats on you and you're like, what are you really sad about? The fact that they were not loyal or the fact that they weren't?
you... Yeah.
To me, you know, I've been cheated on.
Yep.
I don't... It's not... I mean, the betrayal sucks. But it's ultimately the sadness that this life you thought you had with this person is fake.
It's gone now, yeah. Yeah.
And the real realization is that it was never there in the first place. That's what really fucking hurts.
Yeah.
I think that's what people are feeling today. Progressives and liberals generally, people who are on the side of justice, people who I count as allies and I care about and love. I think the pain that they're feeling today is this disillusionment with the country that they thought they lived in but did not. And so I'm offering them a welcome and a donut to this one-man movement I've been on for 20 years. Because I think we need a coalition of people who are who are fighting the battle that actually exists, not the one that's the fantasy world they've been living in. Anyone ever seen American History X?
Oh yeah.
There's a scene in American History X where what's his name? The lead actor, Edward Norton.
Edward Norton, yeah.
He's at dinner with his mom, with his whole family.
With his mom and his mom's boyfriend, who is Jewish.
He was Jewish.
Yeah.
Played by Elliot Gould, great actor.
Yeah.
He basically, long story short, he gets into a huge fight with Elliot Gould's character, and he basically ends up revealing to Elliot Gould that he is a neo-Nazi skinhead, and he takes off his shirt and shows him all his Nazi tattoos, tells him to get the fuck out of his house, uses a lot of terrible racial slurs, all this stuff. Really horrific scene. Amazing scene, but horrific, obviously. And then Elliot Gould, there's the following scene to that. Elliot Gould's outside, and Edward Norton's character's mother comes out and apologizes to Elliot Gould's character. And she says, he's just a boy. He's just a boy. And Elliot Gould's character looks at her and says, you don't know the world that your children are living in. He knows. Because he lives it. He's the recipient of it. Just like transgender people will know, gay people, black people, women people, they'll know if you ask them what they're in for, what they've experienced.
Mm-hmm.
It's the rest of us, ignorant people.
The people at the top that don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, people who need to realize the world that we are and our children are living in.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah.
Do I think about Southerners getting spared on the American Civil War? Was that the right? I mean, what are we talking about? Like wholesale executions of Southerners?
Yeah, because because a lot of them were just fighting because they were told to, and there was a lot of propaganda about Southern honor and defending your home, and
I mean,
really, it's the same propaganda that we're fed even today, because like every war is a rich man's war, but it's fought by poor men.
Well, I'm also going to just point out that, just as a matter of record, I am not one who's typically in favor of ethnic cleansing as a rule.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say no on that one.
Yeah.
I'll throw that out there. But
yeah,
it's just important for people to know the historical context of this shit, because history doesn't repeat itself, but it does rhyme. And all of these battles that we're fighting today, all these evils, the original sin of slavery in America is essentially what we are still fighting over now. It's bigotry and hatred. selfishness, greed, anger, all these things that are sort of core to all the flaws of typical human beings. We all have them, but we don't have to choose to indulge them. But that's what we did last night. We indulged them. So, America's not exceptional, guys. We're not special.
Really not.
We are just as subject to all of this hideous, heinous shit as anybody else is. So
Probably
we just
more
got
so
more
'cause
money
we
and
can-
more weapons than the rest of them. So
Yep.
we got to, which means we got to be extra careful. So I see. So you're talking about like people who are effectively traitors, generals, Robert E. Lee's of the world, that kind of thing. I get that. I mean, I will say at minimum, I can't really comment on like what the correct course of action would be to like hang them as traitors. I do think that history should mark them out as what they were, which is racist traitors. I mean, up until now, up until recently, someone like Robert E. Lee has been characterized through history as kind of a hero, not kind of a hero, an actual hero.
At least
Someone
a
who
Southern hero.
fought for his what he considered to be his country and fought for his ideals, and he had a code and he followed that code. To say nothing of the fact that code was based on the
enslavement of
fundamental belief that black people were inhuman, subhuman. I don't know about you, but I don't consider that a forgivable offense. Like, to the extent that it's forgivable, you have to A, not have actually acted on it, and B, be deeply contrite about it and say you're sorry. Apart from that, that's not an acceptable position to have in life.
Or try to make
Right.
amends. Like,
Yeah, I certainly don't believe that you should have statues to you
yeah,
in a
there's
country
nothing
that
heroic
that
about what you did.
600,000 people died in that war, primarily to set other men free. That's what that was about. Anybody tells you differently is lying to you. And so anyone who's like nostalgic about
or it's all about states' rights. States' rights to do what?
correct. So anybody who's nostalgic about that shit or proud of their history there, you need to read more. You need to reconsider. That's all I'll ask you to do. Read more and consider.
Fuck.
Be honest with yourself about the history of this country because it ain't perfect.
Far from it. It's been exploitative since the beginning.
Correct. Again, go back to Howard Zinn. That's what his shit's all about. So no,
man.
not in favor of Confederate generals, and as a rule. But,
Yeah.
Oh, and the other thing about like people dying to do away with shitty people, I would like the world to remember that 20 million fucking people, minimum, 20 million people died defeating that son of a bitch Adolf Hitler. And our response to that is to voluntarily hand over democracy, American democracy, to someone who admires the man. Maybe admires the man is maybe non-threatening to you. Maybe you think that's largely innocuous and it's okay to admire Hitler. I don't know. I don't want to be friends with anybody who admires Adolf Hitler. I don't think that that's a good character trait. I don't think that's indicative of someone that really should be running a lemonade stand, let alone country. So maybe that's just one man's opinion, but that's where I stand on that. 400, some 400,000 American men and women died defeating that son of a bitch. And now we're going to elect someone who represents everything that he stood for. Be proud of that if you want to, guys. If that's, vote for that if that's what, blows your hair back. But that ain't for me. I'll pass on that one. Thanks. Is that heavy enough for you tonight?
Yeah, it was inevitable that we were going to get into it, but
Had to, right? Had to.
Yeah.
Yeah. Necessary though. Someone's got to say it. I don't see a lot of people out there saying it. No one's listening to me, I know, but at least it's on the record. So I do see some people out there though. It is rewarding that I'm watching some podcasts, reading some articles, seeing some people out there that I followed for a while that were a little bit too Pollyanna-ish about republicanism in general and sort of what the real threat was and what we're up against and what the right thing to do is here. I think people have had the scales lifted from their eyes to a certain degree. So I think that's a good thing. I think it's positive. We are now like facing the problem. You know how the idea like admitting you have a problem is the first step to fixing it.
Yep.
That's what this is. That's all this is. This is the first step in our 12-step program. We got to admit we have a problem and actually start addressing it in reality rather than pretending we live in a fantasy world where these things don't exist. So I'm actually encouraged by that. I'm happy to have people on my side now. I'm no longer a voice in the wilderness. I feel good about that. So, plus, like I said, no one on our team is going to let anybody else, not be protected or fought for or defended. Can't control like whether we'll always be successful, but you're always going to have allies. Like, so to all our trans friends out there, you got a home here, Arbitrary Hero. Come by, hang out with us. We'll look out for you. We're friends and allies.
Oh, I was so close.
He's just breaking out his fucking power moves at the end here. What a dick. Dog! What happened?
I know, right?
Sad times.
I got close. I got close.
You're doing good, though. That was a great run.
Ugh.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
Well, it's 8:54. What do you got? One more run in you?
Oh yeah. I got one more. At least one more.
Hey, I do have good news for you. It's been a really weird day for me, Nate.
Oh yeah? How so?
Well, I mean obviously this
aside from
morning
the
was,
obvious,
yeah,
what else is weird?
This morning was the depths of despair. But yeah, I got a big ass promotion today too. At the end of the day.
Promotion, really? Well, congrats, man.
Yeah.
For what it's worth, I guess. So I know you're never stoked to be working, but
No. It's not entirely like awesome, but hey, you know what? I'll take it.
it's nothing. At least it's acknowledgement,
It's acknowledgement. That's right. Yeah.
Turk, I am on PC. Yes.
Only way to play.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, since we're talking about it, can we also just collectively agree to do away with the phrase PC Master Race? Can we do that?
Yeah, it's not. it's not ringing so great anymore.
Yeah, it's really fucked up. Like, can we banish that from our lexicon if we could? That'd be nice.
Yeah. Oh god. Getting careless on the hits here.
Tisha's putting in work though.
Yep, that's true. We're like a third? No, a quarter. Really a quarter.
Yeah, Turkey's got Tisha out there, so I think that's what he's going to be rolling with.
Oh my god.
Ay. Does Tisha do blood damage? Bleed?
I
Or
mean,
is it just the nerfing?
I think
health
it's just
bar?
that dot. Yeah, it's just the death. Come on. I'm just getting my reaction time's getting. I'm still jet lagged a little bit. Like processing and like talking, like finding the right words to express myself is still hard. Like we had a day to recover, but then it was right back to work.
Yeah, you're operating at 80% capacity at best.
Yeah, at best.
You've been nerfed. Your whole self has been nerfed.
Yeah, coming back from Europe is tough.
I told you about my saga coming back from Europe on our honeymoon, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, fucking nightmare.
Yeah, that's such a rough story.
Flight was delayed out of Rome 8 hours.
Yep.
Which I don't know. Anybody who's been to Italy should. I don't know if you guys know this, or at least the Rome airport. Being delayed at any degree of time in anywhere in Rome is a real problem because they don't have fucking chairs anywhere.
They don't have chairs anywhere.
You stand or you sit on the fucking floor. That's what you do. So anyway, that's a nightmare in itself. But finally, we get on the plane. Long ass fucking flight. Connection in Chicago. Get off and because our flight was so late, we had one chance at a connection. Otherwise, we'd have to stay overnight in Chicago. And the flight was so late that we had to sprint through customs to our gate on the other side of fucking O'Hare.
Oh
So anybody who's in
man.
the O'Hare, fucking nightmare. And then we get through customs, and then I realize left my phone on the fucking plane.
Yeah, with all your photos.
All the photos. Yep.
All the
Although
photos.
fortunately, I uploaded the ones I really liked and cared about to Facebook,
Hmm.
which also isn't perfect because Facebook crushes the shit out of your photos.
Yeah.
But
I
anyway,
almost left my passport on a plane
yikes.
this trip. Yeah, luckily Abby was there to spot me. But man, oh man, that was close.
Yeah, that's a terrible feeling. I'm one of those people who, like, every time I get up to leave somewhere out in public, I'm like patting my pockets, make sure
Yeah.
the inventory, making sure I got all my shit.
Yeah.
I'm phobic about that, especially now.
Fuck.
Yee. This man is relentless.
Yeah, it's tough.
He's got combos. He's got links.
He's got change ups.
Yeah, man. He's got hezzies. His bag's a little too
He's
deep.
got
I think.
OTGs.
Yeah. Can I say that OTGs are maybe my least favorite mechanic in all of video games?
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's
Why
just
is
like
that?
deeply unfair. It's like there's nothing you can do. There's no counter to it. It's just
It's
Like
just
your
an
phone.
extra bonus. Like, it's just further punishment.
yeah, it's exactly. It's like it's a free hit, so like every time you always have to account for it and assume that's just going to be part of the overall damage.
It's a suck tax. It's
Ins-
a
yeah,
you suck
Okay,
tax.
that's exactly what it is. Incidentally, you remember that? You know that game, No Rest for the Wicked? We played it earlier this year.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's my only complaint about that game is that the OTGs are far too fucking punishing. The OTGs are nightmarish in that game. You need to fix that shit.
Oh, fuck.
Other than that, fantastic game, but like that needs to get corrected.
Mm-hmm. All right, a couple more tries, and then I gotta call it tonight because
Yeesh.
I do have work. But I mean, I'll do some extra practicing just to get back in the swing of things, like for Souls games in general.
Yeah.
'Cause this is
Yep.
like my first time being back in a month.
Well, Mesmer is.
Gaming in
I
general.
don't know what to call it. I would guess maybe I mean, it's not linear, so it's really hard to say this, but I would guess in general it's kind of halfway through Erdtree.
Yeah.
So you've got a good amount of DLC left to go after this. But of course, like with anything else in Elden Ring, you can kind of speedrun if you want to. You can just go straight to the final boss pretty much if you want to. There are a few things you got to go through to get there, but
Oof.
you could fast track it if you wanted.
Nah, I think I'll take my time.
I'm excited to see what you think about the last boss.
Yeah. Okay.
I assume that hasn't been spoiled for you yet?
It has not. No.
Good.
I've mostly not been on the Discord server either. So I haven't been like on social media too much, and I've just
Yeah,
been
I mean,
busy planning my wedding. So that's been a blessing, aside from the actual, getting married in and of itself. It's been a blessing of like keeping isolated from things that might spoil things for me in my
That's
other
true.
hobbies.
I'll say I got off all social media basically at the beginning of this year and up until the election, which I always knew I was going to come back for temporarily. Being off of all of that social media stuff, ooh, it's lovely. I quite like it.
Yeah.
That includes Discord. Like I'm vanishing from the Discord too. It feels good. Liking it. I highly recommend it.
Okay.
Don't do it, Turk. Don't do it. You'll
I
get
won't
banned,
look.
bro.
I won't look. But
Animation.
oh god.
Yeah, Mesmer. Mesmer's final boss.
Okay.
I mean, honestly, Mesmer's kind of hard enough to qualify as a final boss. It could pass as a final boss. He's a tough nut, man.
Oh fuck.
Damn.
Oh. Oh yeah, I was trying lighting. I didn't notice it, but then again, I didn't use it very much out of all the other buffs that I was trying to experiment with. Maybe
Well,
I'll,
it's also-
I'll give it a shot.
It's also Elden Ring, where like the differences are very rarely ever like felt in game.
Yeah, I'll give it a shot and see what happens. Also,
They're not meaningless, but they're not obvious.
yeah. I'll give it a shot, but also I think this buff is like the shortest of my buffs, besides maybe like the Ghost Flame.
Oh, they really got different time windows, activation times.
No, it's like it stays buffed the
Yeah.
shortest amount of time.
Damn, sucks. Woo! Lots of flashy shit happening on screen.
Yep. Oh god.
What? Yeah, I've never been a big fan of like the magic-y fights. Like it's one of the reasons why I love Sekiro so much. There's like virtually no magic. But I will say it does look epic. I must confess, it looks very cool.
Oof.
Grace of gold shall
That's not bad though.
in the embrace of Mesmer's flame.
Oh, caught you out of your roll.
Yeah, yeah. I know. It's
Rough times.
it's tough, man. It's tough.
Yep. You've actually done really good. You made serious progress on this, especially
Yeah.
coming off like no
Like
practice.
no practice, yeah. Did not buff before I did this.
Going in again, dog.
Okay, well, that was what I get for that.
Damn.
Oof.
My man's got Hadokens.
Yep. Ugh.
Corkscrew attack's pretty cool. I think that looks cool. Patch is his final boss. That'd be sick.
That was bad timing.
Launchers. Playing Tekken 8 out here. What was that? He's like, was he catching his breath over there?
Oof. Not sure what he was doing.
He just like hanging out for a second. Taking a minute.
Well,
Yeah.
Patch's final boss. Oh my god, yeah. That would be amazing. All right, I'm gonna give this one more shot, and then I'm gonna call it better for
Let's
worse.
do it. Let's do
I
it.
got it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. All right, let's buff before the fight starts.
It's an option.
Yeah.
Could work. Yeah, moral of the story tonight. I think Gwyn had a point. That's all I'm
Yeah.
saying.
Yeah,
know what I
I'm
mean?
starting to really agree with that.
dog.
Just on general principle.
Yeah.
I still say those human beings are not the same human beings as this world, but
It's not. It's not
Oh,
a
wow.
perfect.
Yeah.
not a
what a way to
perfect
go out
philosophy.
on. Yeah.
It's not a perfect philosophy. Not even saying I necessarily agree,
Oof.
but it's not
Tough
as if he
call.
doesn't have a point.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, that was a very pitiful run to go out on. So, but it's been a pretty pitiful
You had a bunch of
day.
good ones.
Yeah, I will say, I think solo wise, not this past run, but the one before that was my best one. I almost made it to the halfway point.
Yeah.
But I'll practice a little bit more like conservative dodging.
You've gotten him down low
more
enough now
often.
where I'm certain like you've got him beat. Like you've taken him down low enough to where the hardest
Yeah,
part
it's
is
just a matter of
finishing him
maybe
off.
I got a little too greedy here or there.
Yeah, that's where when you get down to that much life left, it really comes down to kind of a little bit of luck here and there.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, the moves he chooses to do and stuff like that. So you'll get him. I'm confident.
Yeah. Anyway, all right. Well, thank you all for joining us. It
Yeah, thanks,
is.
Kurt. Have a good one.
It's been good to be back.
Yeah.
We will be back next Wednesday, I believe. At least I have plans to as of right now. So join us, same bat time, same bat channel.
It's in order. You have a choice.
Hopefully Tom can stay with us longer next time, but you never know. But
Yeah,
either way,
we'll
it's
ditch
good to
him.
see you all again. Thank you for the warm welcome back. And yeah, it's game time, man. Catch y'all later.
Bye.
Bye.